So one time like that, I was handling the blending machine, and I did not know that the wire that I was going to plug to the wall was a little exposed. Of course, you know what happened. I got electrocuted. We're expecting something else. So, and I found that at that instance, it was a little hard for me to let go of the wire, right? But beyond the surface, beyond the electrocution, right, let me expose a few things to you that you probably will find interesting and you probably do not know. All right. So, when electricity passes into the body, there are many things that are actually happening at that instance. So, first of all, your nerves, they transmit information to each other and from each other through very tiny electrical charges, usually in the range of millivolts. So when you see something, when you taste something, when you touch something, and when you hear something, those information, they get transmitted from one nerve to the other and, into the brain for interpretation through very tiny electrical charges in the range of millivolts, right? So at that instance where electricity from an external source get transmitted into the body, that electricity, the voltage is actually very high, and it overrides the electricity that is being passed from one nerve to the other in your body. And that is why you will find out that most of the time it is actually very hard to let go of a live wire. It is because at that time that overriding happens, your body actually loses control over very voluntary actions. And that is why, sometimes when somebody touches a live wire, you're like, leave it, run away. Bro, they cannot let go, because at that point, they've lost voluntary control over their body. And it is because the electricity that is entering the body has a very high voltage, and it overrides and distorts the communication that is happening between the nerves, right? So, now, something else that actually happens that is actually really, really interesting is electricity is not passing through your skin like that. Electricity actually finds very dangerous parts to conduct through the body, and that is why electrocution is actually really, really dangerous. And that is why most times when the voltage is really high, people die. So here is the thing. So when external electricity passes into the body during electrocution, they find very critical parts to follow. Mainly four, right? Number one, through the blood vessels. Electricity loves to pass through the blood vessels during electrocution, right? Number two is through the nerves. Number three is through the muscles. And that is why you find out that most of the time when electrocution happens, the muscles, they contract. And that is also one of the reasons why the body loses control over very voluntary actions. And number three, electricity travels through the bone marrows. The bone marrow is actually where blood is produced. So imagine how dangerous electrocution can be. And when it passes through the bone marrow, it can actually cause organ failures, right? Because that is where blood is produced, right? And that is actually really interesting. Yeah. So, and also, if the voltage is actually really, really high enough, in cases of maybe high tension wire, you find out that people actually get thrown away, right? Like thrown into the air. And you're wondering, how is that possible, right? So when the high voltage electricity enters into the body, it can cause a very, very massive sudden muscle contraction. And when that happens, it can produce force that is way, way higher than what any human being can physically produce. And that is actually what happens.